Winford Henry, W-I-N-F-O-R-D-H-E-N-R-Y, Winford Henry.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 93. I'll be 94 in September.
When did you arrive in Dice?
1936.
Do you remember much about the process of coming here?
Yeah, I remember used to come here to the theater every Saturday. Go to the show.
Where did you come from?
I came from a little town called Guy, G-U-Y, Guy, Arkansas. That is 21 miles north of Conway on Highway 25.
Did you come with your whole family?
Yes, came with my whole family.
How old were you when you came here?
8-year-old.
How many people were in your family?
Well, it was 7 kids, mother and dad.
What were some of your family members' names?
Jack, and Charles, and Bobby, and Ray.
So, do you remember what number farm you lived at?
We live on Road 14 at the very end. The last house on the left going on 14, and right there at Tyronzi Bridge. So then they built across the bridge, there's a river there, they built a grade school, but they had an old sawmill set there, and us and the Cashes started a Sunday school class under that old sawmill shed, and we used slabs for seats. And Mr. Cash, Ray, he finally brought that old upright piano and put under there, and we'd cover that up with a tarp during the week.
Who taught the Sunday school class?
Miss Cash.
About how many people were in the class?
Oh, maybe 12 or 15. That was every Sunday morning.
Where was the Sunday class school held? Where was the church, or where did you hold Sunday school class?
In an old sawmill shed, right on the other side of the Tyronzi Bridge, at the end of Road 14. And they built a grade school there. And I went to grade school there, and then they finally went to uptown, up to the center, to the school, the old school that burnt. This is where I went to school at.
Do you have any memories about going to school here?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed going to school here. Every last period, we'd go to the woodworking shop and worked in woodworking. I had 2 boys, they was against me. I carried my lunch to school in an old little bucket, and they'd meet me out between the school and the bus, the old truck that we rode in, and they'd jump me and mash my bucket and everything. And Burl Smith was one of them. And I went in that one night, and Daddy told me, he said, I tell you what, if you come in here with that bucket mashed again, he said, I'm gonna wear you out. And so next evening, here was 2 of them. They were standing out there laughing, and here I was walking out there with my little Rex jelly bucket. And Burl walked up to me to jerk my clothes, and I hit him and knocked him down, and I got on top of him, and I was beating the fire out of him, and they finally pulled me off of him. And Burl Smith became one of my best friends I ever had. But what happened, I was going down in front of their house in an old Dodge pickup one Sunday morning, and their little sister run across the road to the mailbox. She wasn't about 7, 8 years old, said she's gonna get a letter from her fella, and I hit her with that truck and knocked her from the right side over to the left side of the road in a ditch. I would stop, run over there, pick her up, and set her in the truck seat, and laid her in the truck seat, didn't wait for them to come out, and headed for the hospital here at Center. And she finally made it, but she was crippled from then on. We'd pick cotton and pull boys together. I have 8 in their home. They were real good friends of ours. We went to Sunday school and went to school together. Jack and Johnny would sing. There'd be a group from Memphis, WMC radio station. Bob McKnight group used to come to school and play, and Johnny and Jack would sing and play with them at the school. And Louise, she married my cousin, Lois D. Fielder. She was engaged to a boy, and it was during wartime, World War II, which I was in the Navy in World War II. And he went missing and didn't show up, so she started to go with Lois D., and they got married. And so later on, I forgot how long it was, he showed up out of prison, and she left Lois D. and married him. So but she visits. We moved from there to Kennett, Missouri, where I raised my family at, and she came and visited us after we moved to Kennett, Missouri.
When did you move there? Around what time did you move there?
After I got out of the Navy in the 40s, late 40s.
When did you join the Navy?
Where?
When?
Oh, and when the war broke out.
So you joined
40,
up
yeah. Was that 40?
into 41?
Yeah, into 41. March, I got to San Diego March the 8th. That's where I took my basic training at.
Did you serve in the Pacific, man?
No, I didn't. I served in San Diego all the time at the Navy base.
Well, what did you do at the base?
I did a little bit of everything. What they had me to do.
Hey, you mentioned the woodworking shop. Let's get back to that. Tell him about you knew Jack.
Yeah, Jack got killed at this woodworking shop. Saul had an old 2x4, and he was going to make a 2x2 out of it, and he had it against his stomach, pushing it through this saw, and it was a knot in that 2x4. When that saw hit that knot, he was holding it so tight it pulled him across the saw.
Were you there when it happened?
And 4 foot of him.
Were you there when it happened?
I was there right there. Well, they killed him. They carried him down to the hospital, but his entrails, they fell out in the sand. In the dust in the floor.
How did the Cash family find out what had happened?
I have no idea, sir.
Do you remember who took him to the hospital?
I don't even remember that. I don't remember.
How old were you when that happened? About?
I guess about 14 or 15.
Earlier on our way up here, you were talking about that you helped finish the barns around here.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, when they built these houses here, the houses was 3-bedroom house was on 40 acres, and a 20 acres was on a 2-bedroom, but it was small barns, and they come along and built larger barns with a hallway in it and everything. and a loft. And me and Mr. Cash, Ray, we put the lath on for the tin, for the roof. We was called the lath men. And we built put the lath on. We got through this barn, we'd go to another they built. And the tin group would come along and put the roof on.
You remember about how much you got paid for that?
I don't remember, I believe we've got $2 or $3 a day. I don't remember the exact number. We didn't get paid by the hour, we got paid by the day.
How long did it take you to finish a barn?
Oh, to put the lath on there, it'd take us about 2 days. To put the lath on, you know, strips.
That with Johnny looking down, asking how's the water mama, and the flood's breaking and going halfway up on the barn, and the cows is up, and tell them about
Yeah,
the
we,
cows.
when the 37 flood, Daddy put the cow in the barn and had a kind of runway up to the loft, and we carried our mules over to Bassett on the knoll over there, but we didn't have no place for the hogs and chickens, and they all drowned. It got up to the center of the window in the house, and what we saved in the house, Daddy got up in the loft of the house, tore part of the loft out and got a rope, and we'd tie stuff on that, and he'd pull it up in the loft of the house, and we saved what we could save in the house that was up in the loft of the house.
Where did you go during the flood?
We went to Camp they could, an old pickup truck, it was full of us. I remember Daddy had just carried the mules over at Bassett. It was raining wet, and some guy in the pickup truck, it was loaded to the back of it. I don't know how many of us in that truck. And they carried us to Little Rock to Camp Pike and Army base down there. And my uncle at Marlin, Arkansas, came down and got us, our family, and carried to his house. And we stayed there until we could come back to Dice. And we went back, he carried us back to Little Rock, and they got us on a train and carried us to West Memphis on a train. And from there, they carried us on over to Dice here.
What was it like coming back? What did you guys start
Oh,
doing
it was
first?
terrible when we got back home. You know, mud and stuff in the floor and everything. But we made it, got back normal again after so long. Well, it took a long time. It took, I guess, 6 months or so to get everything back. So that land had to be cleared, see, it was in the woods. So we got back after and started in trying to clear the ground. And we had an old man and his family, 2 or 3 of them, they put up a tent there at the house, 7-day Adventist, and they helped us clear that 40 acres of ground, which on Saturday they didn't work, but Sunday they was out there working. So they helped us clear that 40 acres.